Hello guys, Colonel Ninny here. In lesson 14 we're going to look at how to play on multiplayer servers. Hopefully you have watched the previous 13 lessons, have put in hours of practice, and are now ready for this game-changing, momentous event. Let's click on the multiplayer, then the dogfight. Oh yeah! We're going to filter out the locked servers and the servers with poor ping. As the Flying Circus servers and the IL-2 Battle of Stalingrad servers are on the same page, we'll have to scroll through to find the World War I servers. And currently there are 6 to 8 World War I servers. Some cater to beginners, where you might find friendly and enemy AI aircraft as well as humans. Whereas the more advanced servers like Flying Circus Flugpark cater to experienced players, usually playing in squadrons or teams. And it's here, playing in these groups, that you will find the most fun and the most reward in playing this game. Clicking on the server brings us to the map. And you should read the description because it tells you everything about the mission and what the mission designers are trying to accomplish. Both teams have objectives and you should support your team by going for those same objectives. It also has useful information like how to rearm, refuel and repair your aircraft if it's damaged when you bring it home. And usually there's a communications section on how to connect via Discord, TeamSpeak or SRS. So the airfields are laid out on both sides. You can choose to start in the air, already airborne. It's called an air start. Or you can choose to take off from one of the other fields. So we'll do an air start by clicking on the airfield. And brings up our choice of aircraft. Naturally we go for the FALS D3A. And up in the top right tells us how many people are playing on both sides. If the team balance is favoring one team over the other, I would choose to fly with the team with the lesser number of players to try and even things out. We need to remove all the excess weight and drag, which severely impair our aircraft's performance. Feel free to add them and experiment with them, but just know there's a cost involved. And there's a nice update where you can choose your tactical numbers to personalize your aircraft and help you to identify each other when you're in the air. Okay, let's get flying. The first thing we do is zoom in on the map to the area that we're going to be flying in. And you can see 6 people flying at this airfield and 4 at this one. And the red icon indicates 1 enemy in the area. Clicking on the statistics button will show you the names of the players on each team. This screen can also be accessed in-game by using the Tab key. And at the end of the mission you can use this to see what your score was. So we're by ourselves, heading west across the front lines, looking for trouble. Can you see 2 unidentified aircraft at 10 o'clock, just under the wires? I'm going to go check them out. I'm not heading straight for them, I'm keeping them to one side so I can see exactly what they're doing. I'm also maintaining my climb. Once again, there's no rush. Make sure that before you start your attack that you have all the cards in your favor. I have the height advantage, which I can convert into speed, and I also have the element of surprise, the most important. I positively identify him as an enemy, and I'm just watching what he's doing. He doesn't seem interested in attacking the balloon, so he must be going for a different target. Hopefully he's too busy planning his own attack run to worry about me. But remember, there were 2 aircraft there, and I can only see 1. so I'm well aware of the risks here. So the best thing I can do is just maintain my position, maintain my altitude. And down there at low 9 o'clock are 3 aircraft, all going in to attack something. They all look low and slow, which is perfect. Remember now that the most important thing is to fly the aircraft. I bring the power back to idle and control the descent. There's an enemy aircraft at my 5 o'clock. The engine on my target aircraft looks like it's overheating. That would be a novice's error. Once I've fired at this target, I have to pay attention to the guy right behind me. Fortunately, my shots scare the guy and he flies into the truck. That's the end of him. But only now do I see the second SE-5. So at co-altitude, I have one in front and one behind me. And the guy behind me opens up. So now it's 2-to-1 odds. So if I've lost the advantage, why don't I run for home? And the answer lies in the performance differences of each aircraft. But the middle of a dogfight is not the place to pull out your aircraft performance comparison charts. In this fight, there are 4 performance or structural considerations. The first is the cornering or maneuvering speed, which is the highest speed at which you can exercise full aileron control without damaging the aircraft. The second is the maximum speed in level flight. The third is the turn rating, which means how fast the aircraft can travel 360 degrees. And lastly, the roll rate. How fast can the aircraft change direction? So while the SE-5 is 50 kilometers an hour faster than me on the flat, I can literally turn circles around him. Looks like one of my opponents exceeded his cornering speed and lost his tailplane. He's done. Pilot error. Watch the turn rate on my fouls as I look for my other opponent. And there he is, in a low energy state. And as I expected, I out-turn him, and I'm going to be able to get a good shot on him here. And credit to this pilot who knows that he cannot win a turn fight with me, and the best thing he can do is run. He's able to fly 40 kilometers an hour faster than I am, so I'm not going to be able to catch him. I keep peppering him for a little while, but he keeps getting further and further away. So now the smart thing for me to do is to turn back. There's only one question now: is he going to turn around and try and follow me? He most certainly will be able to catch me, so I'll have to keep an eye on my 6. The SE-5 pilot has just watched 2 of his squadron mates killed, and he probably thinks that I killed them. So his enthusiasm is somewhat less than when he started out. So now we just need to get this old kite back on the ground, and there's the airfield at 12 o'clock. Although I didn't shoot down 2 enemy aircraft, I at least had influence on their pilots to make mistakes. And I did damage a 3rd one. But just imagine how successful we could have been had I had a wingman or a squadron that we're communicating with each other in. We could have prevented that attack from happening. The next lesson will be about multiplayer communications. If you've enjoyed this video and get some value out of it, please leave a comment and subscribe and like and all those usual things. But if you want to see more of these videos, specifically with the IL-2 Battle of Stalingrad, I've got about 150 training videos for you to look at. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.